March 17th, we're going to China. Let me give you the rundown of what we're doing. Flying out of Dallas, going into Dubai, dodging a couple missiles, and we'll land in China in 2 days. Why are we going? All you people need more warehouse space over there. So we need a secondary warehouse, run out of stock, ship items straight from China. Never recommend doing it, but you got to do it when you're out of stock. Outside of that, factory inspections and a couple other things. If you're interested in e-commerce, this is the real side of it. Non-core scammers, people like that, people that actually sell, this is what we have to do. So tag along, check it out, it should be fun. Thought we were gonna spend more time in Dubai, but you know, the world's halfway ended.
We're about to head to China. We're gonna meet up with all of our factories. We do this basically every single quarter. Gotta maintain relationships. That's how the Chinese do business, like that. Actually, most Asian countries do business like this. Go meet, wine and dine.
Smoke
boom.
a cigarette while you're squatting.
Yep, take 10-15% discount right there. Maintaining relationships with them. And then eventually you can drive cars like that, have a warehouse like that, and get, maybe you might get the custom Shopify sweater sent to you directly. We didn't pay for that.
I took it for zero. The flame you saying I'm ready for miles. The shit wasn't luck. They got me fucked up. I put you on bus and take you around. A couple of guys inside of the school. I gave them the tools to get it off the ground. They say they're the ones when they make the air can't look in the mirror.
We flew from DFW to JFK. Then we're supposed to go from JFK to Dubai, then Dubai to Shenzhen. And while we were flying from DFW to JFK, New York, Dubai got bombed, 45 missiles. Therefore, they are advising us it is dangerous to connect in Dubai. And we said, fuck that, we're going. Now we have to fly into what, Guangdong? Guangdong instead of Shenzhen. And then take a high-speed rail from there to Shenzhen. But to err on the, whatever they say, err on the side of caution on the side of whatever, we're going to be safe on the way home and probably fly Singapore Airlines so we don't have to connect in Dubai. You fucking imagine if we're the only two on that fucking plane.
30 minutes. Still haven't got an answer back from Emirates. The guy literally told us on the phone, he said the only reason they're still flying to Emirates is because we won't cancel our tickets. We're the only 2 people on this flight.
On an A380 double-decker, how many millions of dollars is this plane?
Over $500 million.
$500 million jet. We're the only 2 bros on the fucking plane.
Ain't nobody pop it like I do. Pop it to her, drop like I do. Daddy in the 7 like I do. 7. Can she snip, she had you. Let's go. Still tuck open, they try you. Big go, did not buy you.
Alright, this is the Emirates lounge in the JFK airport. It's usually not this empty, but if you look around, there is maybe 2 people in this entire lounge. Look at this. This is more for us now. So, open bar, whatever you want. Coffee machine, cold bar. They don't have the hot bar out for breakfast, so we just order breakfast. Do basically anything you want. But we're here for like 3 hours because the flight's delayed. If it even ends up going out, then we'll leave this afternoon. It's not a bad place to be stuck for a few hours, but it is a bit eerie that there's literally nobody here except for us.
That stinker out of the bayou. That oyster right on the bayou. Waist that marble right on the bayou. Waist that body too great. That body did not fly you. That hope it did not style you. Go dick, it's been a while. I bet she going dumb. I bet she going dumb. I bet she going dumb.
First impressions of the ghost flight.
I didn't even notice how empty it was.
There's actually more people than I thought.
I didn't see any in the bag. It's business back there for a sec.
I bet she going dumb. Straight up. I bet she going dumb. I bet she going
We're in Shenzhen right now visiting one of our packaging factories.
This supplier, they supply us our poly bags, our custom boxes, any and all packaging materials, but non-English facing company. You can't access them unless you work here directly. Materials wise, we'll use like 15 to 20,000 units of these products or the materials every single day. So that's how we gain access to these kind of people. It's better pricing than anything you find on like Alibaba. So if you need packaging materials, just let us know.
如果要谈一单生意，那所有有牌面得开呀！老板娘的手机盖下去嘛，说我的车脸像陈伟霆。哦哟，这一天说对哇，小时候还长得像黄建泽。 时间差不多嘛，走赶紧，我先把小鬼开出去。喂，YADA， 就把头。
Scooters down there.
I know.
They leave the office, hop on one of 10,000 scooters.
就把头的妹在路边抽烟，说看到陈伟霆开呀，我屌。YADA， 他们讲赚。
This is one of our factories here in Shenzhen, and all the customers work for it.
卡拉 OK 唱又发，山路上面摇出来5个8。第二天桌面上面给你倒餐，三直播请我敲三下。难道我们干嘛都不再低调？和俺耍又不止买一种方法啊。
Come on, we gotta go. Y'all see me do a wheelie? I can wheelie down this whole street.
They actually could.
Oh, I do it for fun all the time.
沟去沟通
About to
啊
go and try out some
他给我乱说话。
rice is small and rice is large.
Good.
Yeah, he said he did. Then he asked us if we could help him with his Kickstarter campaign.
His employer did?
Maybe you could talk right now about like ad creatives, just kind of give like some advice, like kind of that you did the other day in the car with the Lambo, like why most people fail during off season because they're not willing to test enough creatives, and how anybody can win in Q4 and shit like that.
It's the 22nd of March. One of the things we're going to do, the factory can probably film some of this stuff for you, but we're going to get some B-roll shots in the factory. That brand, we test about 50 new creatives a month, and we're scaled up just as high now as we are in Q4. Kind of going to peak season midsummer, so we're at the beginning of our season, but we're not having any problems whatsoever. The biggest issue right now with e-commerce and everyone that wants to scale just in Q4 is they only want to test 2 or 3 creatives. Well, you test 1 and 3 and they're going to win in Q4. This time of the year, you're looking a lot higher. Harder niches like phone chargers and stuff like that, you might be at like 1 in 100. So don't forget to double down on that. We're going to do that while we're here too. Go ahead and shoot a lot of footage. If you don't have the option to get out and visit your factory, they're most likely more than willing to do it for you. Some close-ups, those kind of ads do great. We film a lot of ads too in our warehouse. So if you're warehousing on your own or you're working with someone like us, we allow our customers to come in and film their products in our warehouse. It happens all the time.
The biggest thing is that if you think your product is seasonal, it's probably not seasonal unless it's actually something that only works in the summertime or something that only works in the wintertime. It's not that it's seasonal, it's that you're not making enough creatives that are actually going to last the test of time and actually work outside of Q4. Anybody can make a creative that works in Q4, but not very many people are willing to make multiple different iterations and film enough content to make actual fresh new angles. So those also give you a good return on ad spend outside of Q4. Also, in the meantime too, you got to be working on other distribution channels. Relying on metas, what most of us do, but you got to work on all this other stuff in the slow season. You don't just take off Q1, Q2, Q3 and expect to make all of your profits for the year in Q4. That's not sustainable, and you're not building a brand that's going to last that way. You got to focus on everything else. TikTok shop, affiliates, retail distribution, any other channels that you can try to get that'll help you, last during Q1, Q2, Q3, and then in Q4 is when you really juice those profits. You have to remember, anybody, again, can make a creative that's gonna work in Q4. So if you see that same creative start to fatigue in Q1 and Q2, it doesn't mean that your product is trash. It doesn't even necessarily mean that creative is gone. You just need to start testing more and more. We run it in basically 1 and 2 scale campaigns, or 1 and 2 campaigns, scale and testing. Don't turn off the ads that are working, just keep pumping new ones in there, and eventually one is going to overtake the spend. And surprisingly enough, this year we found that some of our highest performing ads that were shorts have been overtaken by statics now in the slower seasons. So you really never know. What we have seen from everybody that we talk to is they think that they're working hard in these off seasons, but in reality, they're not working hard at all. You guys are pumping out like 5 creatives a week, and they just are rip-offs of your competitors. You're really not working that hard. Your 2 hours of deep work in Starbucks is not cutting it. There's a lot of stuff you can be doing if you're actually trying to grow a sustainable brand. But obviously what that would require is for you to stay focused on the same thing for long enough to where it actually works. Most people will give up and try to move on to a new product or a new brand or a new store right before it's actually about to start working. But you gotta stay consistent and keep pushing it. Because eventually if you keep pushing, scratching the surface every single day, even if there's no results, eventually that pays off and all of your efforts compound and you'll see the exponential growth right at the end of the day. So it looks like you're an overnight success, but no one sees that you actually put 2 years into building a creative library, building all of this stuff, all of the content that you build in and put in time over time, organic stuff that you post like that, it all compounds, and then your brand is something that it can't go away over time, and then it really becomes like an asset for you, to where like where we are with some of our brands that have been running for multiple years. But once you have something that's like sitting there and building, then it's there forever. Something you build up and it actually can last a lifetime. So try to not get this shiny object syndrome and move on to something new before really putting in all the work on the thing that you've really already built.
And the advice I could give on creatives in the summertime, it works best for us. You can make any kind of generic creative in the winter and Q4, it's gonna work. But what works best in the summer is you get granular. You talk directly to a single individual. One of the biggest brands I ever scaled was a phone charger brand. I just filmed generic ads of phone chargers. The brand peaked after about a year or so, and ROAS started to fall off. But what I found is speaking to a direct individual. Like one of my phone chargers, it folded up. So now I could advertise, hey, do you travel a lot? Do you not have a lot of space in your book bag at college? Do you need a small charger? Speak to those direct individuals in your ad. That's probably why your ads are not working. If you film generic content that anyone can consume and relates to everyone, no one pays as much attention. But when you're calling out that specific individual, it pays out tenfold. So, and if you're doing that in Q4, that's when you get onto these monster, winter ads, 5+ ROAS stuff. But that's what we're doing in the summertime. None of our ads are generic. We're not saying, hey, here's this product, look at it and buy it. We are talking to a demographic. An example too, like Permaplug, you thought your main demographic would be, parents of small children, and then you find out later on that it's really commercial businesses. Yep, exactly. Yeah, and originally I thought that the anti-theft phone chargers would be for roommates, college roommates, because that's what I was and that's what I wanted it for. And then I realized that college kids are broke and they can't afford to pay for it. So they were actually the worst target audience, the worst avatar. And then it moved over to parents tired of their kids moving their chargers, and then I figured out later on that it was actually like hospitals and commercials that worked out best. Out here now between appointments, going to get some lunch. Chinese Panera.
Yeah, kind of like the most American looking strip that we've been on so far. Not that we were looking for that, but after a week out here, you kind of miss Whataburger,
开箱车，住豪宅，开箱 B 也住豪宅，招标信手拈来，住豪宅，默念想着豪宅，豪宅。默念的几个字，念到几天我就破圈了吗？我还记得我的女神好像在那9要出现，别讲这些，把你手头的事做极致，那就是终结了。
What do you think of the what is this thing called again? Xiaomi.
It's actually fire. I would love to have this thing. I think America's scared to let us import these cars because we'd stop buying Fords and shit, but these are clean as hell, dude. And all of their technology is like, they're like all Tesla level, and no other cars on Tesla level. Like, what is this? That's built into this, dude. It's so clean. See the roof? Full moon roof. Alcantara interior, doors, seats, two-tone with leather. So they've got speakers in the headrest. These are fully all electric. But
I mean, this would nuke the Tesla. I'd much rather have this in a Model 3. Okay, let's go.
definitely no spit. So I've been using this same factory for many years. First time meeting him in person. This is all the stuff they do.
标信手拈来，住豪宅，默念想着豪宅，豪宅。我这个跟念咒一样，要丑，我还老让去搞个财神的挖那么阿基阿作觉得我像神，我信关公我。
So this, see the mill thickness of the poly mailers that we're getting. What does that say? 4? That's how detailed it is. Just getting that thickness. We're trying to compare it to these American branded ones. Now we're headed to go check out the production line. Just finished going over some specifications we want for our specific purchase order, but
And found a new back type, PET. She said there's 2.8 trillion bags worth of material in here.
what is it, Brent?
Single layer bags right here. They're not bags, but I guess like banners and any kind of printed plastic that wouldn't be just one layer.
plastic bags are technically a tube. Start packed as a tube, and then they're sealed. Give us an update.
I'll tell everybody there are awesome daddy's names. What's your name? Tell the camera what your name is. Your name.
Name?
叫什么名字？Miss Lee.
Miss Lee? Your name?
Yeah, Miss Lee too.
Really?
新兰。
We are in, what's the name of this golf course? Mission Hills? Is it
Mission Hills?
Mission Hills. And we're on hole like 4 and we've already shot like a 50. But I'll hit this drive 280 or 290. Should I go for the green? No. Yeah, I'll go like.
280, you can hit to the green.
Screw me duck, got one of my rooms all flooded with gold. I done bought 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 carat in stones. Cash on the California cash, can't wait to go dress my home. Smash all you itty bitty rappers in a minute, I've been showing the prolong. On the way to reach my goals, lot of those open and close. I've been spending millions on clothes, I've been making millions off clothes. Spend new money to the old, garbage stay bitches and old. Cut up my shirt full of hoes, don't wanna got a lot of hoes. Shout out my cousin, my kin, my blood, my fault. Hold my 10, I plant that seed, give it water to grow. €500,000 in a third world country, I travel for the coast. Always say that I want it, you don't want it, and done it, I do what they don't.
This video doesn't even do it justice, but here in Shenzhen, China, and it's beautiful. I'm in a lovely round of golf. Life is good.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Stay strong, you done been him all along. Look at all this money with it wrong, like them places out of flow. Freaky little bitch, she swallow my kid. She swallow my kid. Pull up on the kid, she left her.
You gotta apologize.
Shake one ball in there. You go look at the woods and make you feel like shit.
It's 10 p.m. in Atlanta where I'm at, it's 4 in the morning. My bell Spain and the view is the same round the corner from Jordan. Speed in the coupe, just boarding. I got the foreign imported.
5-second review.
Super good.
We're in the tea shop. We got little baddies right here.
Tell 'em about the deal you just finessed.
We just bought a whole tea set for $2 American. We're 1,000 years old. Show him the CCP cups we were gonna buy. He wants too much. We're gonna Amazon him. 'Cause that's where he probably bought them too.
If she get complicated, you can keep down, you can keep down, you can keep down, you can keep down, you can keep down. Like I ain't got no place to stay. I circle, I circle, I circle, I circle, I circle.
So, something kind of interesting in China. We're actually at a factory right now. In the US, this might look like an apartment complex, but if you look up in the windows, it's actually a factory. They don't work like we do with like ceiling to floor, 50-foot clear. It doesn't work that way here. Everything's just a standard story-sized building, and the machines are just inside of there like that. Kind of a trip. It looks like you're in an apartment building, but you're not. You're at a factory.
What about the elevators?
Yeah, the elevators, biggest elevators you've ever seen in your life. They all literally say 10 tons or 10 Americans. That's all you can fit.
And I'm pretty sure you can drive a forklift on them, or pallet jack at least.
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you.
This is the old one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Go about 80.
The old ones.
Yeah. Oldest.
Damn, that's crazy. Oh yeah, there's the first one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Number 1,
Yeah.
2.
Hey, you remember me making these, Brent?
Out of paper.
Yeah, there's a lot of back and forth about making these. Maybe we sell some $1,000 burn plugs with stainless steel, like Cybertruck style.
Like you plan the, you plan.
Sure.
你怎么计划这个产品进？
Instead of selling them in 1 packs, I'll sell minimum 2 packs. So we'll have to make new packages to where no matter what, the minimum is 2, and then I can order more and sell them for more and make more money.
Give you the best price and more You have any questions in China?
Yeah.
I
You're super fast.
Absolutely.
All the time. You're always on your phone, so that's good.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate you letting us come by and whatnot, but and showing us around, and yeah, we had a lot of fun in China. We're leaving tonight too. So
Very
yeah.
parties.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, thank you, man.
Hey, won't hold you. I told you I need you like now. I need you to pull up, get me face right now. I'm out in the city, so face, so wait. I pop out in the city.
Due to the current situation, potential missile threats, immediately seek a safe place. We get these like every hour at this point.
No, we don't. Let's look out here real quick. That's Jeff Bezos and his mega yacht. So if he doesn't care, we shouldn't.
It's chill. But really, I mean, the coolest thing is the view. We're on the 42nd floor, which is nice. So you get a good view of the city.
Oh shit, did the yacht fucking jet?
Huh?
Did the yacht jet?
It's right there on the right.
He's dipping.
That's towards Iran, so I don't think you'd be dipping in that direction. But, or I guess Iran would be that way.
No, dude, Iran is, yeah, you're right, literally straight ahead from where we're facing. Ever since we took that bracelet off, bombs started coming back on. No fucking bombs in 2 days, and then you pull up without your fucking bracelet on, and now there's a fucking bomb going.
I wear the evil eye bracelet all the time. I don't even know what it's supposed to do. You give your top 3 things you'd recommend someone do before coming.
Okay. Alright, if you're gonna...
It is a wildly different culture.
Okay, I will say this too. Everybody thinks you're just going to show up in China and like find a winning product or find a winning factory. Like even at the Canton Fair, like you just don't. I mean, you might go in there and see somebody, like even half of those people in there are trade suppliers. So, you know, it doesn't make a ton of sense to make a giant trip out there to like think you're gonna show up and walk away with some massive connection or, you know, massive find or anything like that. Shenzhen is fucking giant. There's like, what, 30 million people in Shenzhen?
29 million.
29 million
It's a
people.
city that it takes almost 3 hours to cross by car. Kind of to go in on that, there's no real English speaking side of this with these factories. All the factories we use when we're visiting them, you walk into them and it's very obvious that they're really only catering to their own market. Americans have this idea that, oh, the Chinese sit here and make all this stuff for, you know, Americans. They don't. You know,
Yeah.
they produce for everyone in the world and domestically.
Right,
So I think we
yeah.
make up like less than 10% of their total supply. You know, what we export is only 10% of what they produce.
Yeah.
So
So if they have 29 million people in one single city,
it's California. That's the entire state
Yeah.
of California in one city.
so those same products that you're trying to produce to ship to the United States, they're doing the same thing for their people there domestically as well. They'd honestly rather just deal with their own people and ship it there. That's something to consider, because I see this all the time too. And honestly, I was like this was the first time I started working with factories. You come in very demanding and think that they're just going to like bow down to your needs and requests, and that's not the case. That's probably honestly why factories have removed themselves from Alibaba and 1688 and all these other places, because they're getting flooded with all these kids coming in taking dropshipping courses, and they think that this is like business. And
Respectfully.
the Chinese would rather work with a local supplier, and then that trade supplier takes on and bears the, you know, problem of dealing with all of the other broccoli heads.
Yeah, that is a very good point. Everyone comes in hot. They think they're going to go around and bully these Chinese factories. You could be ripping 50,000 units a month. They don't care. We were in a factory, an injection mold factory that he uses for one of his products, and they produce 10,000 knockoff Dyson hair dryers per day.
Yeah.
Per day.
And that's not even if they have to do like an overnight or, you know, a full shift.
Yeah, don't come in hot with these people. Show respect to them. They are people too. If you ever visit here too, you will rapidly learn that it's really just America 2.0. They just have a slightly lower cost of living. There's no child labor. All this crap you see on the internet is not real. Most of these factory reps and all these people, they're driving around the same Mercedes and BMW as you. So if you think that they're like some poor little factory worker that you can bully, you're just shooting yourself in the foot.
That's a fact.
Do not come here as an American thinking you're going to get the visa on arrival. Don't do it. They're probably going to deny it, and your dumbass is going to be sitting at an airport in Shenzhen for a few days until you can get on another flight.
Hey, but the biggest thing is to hire a translator. Translator and a driver, because you can get a taxi all day. There's actually so many damn taxis that you won't know what to do with them. But if you actually have a bunch of meetings and appointments set up, we spent most of the week in the car because you're traveling from one to the other. And again, Shenzhen is massive. There's a ton of traffic. There's a ton of people. So
you're in the car a lot. So if you can rent a car or a driver and you can work in the car on the way there, you spend a lot of time there, and then hiring a translator, because trying to go back and forth using like a translation app or something like that, it'll work, but you're just going to double the time that you're spending in these meetings, be able to get a lot less done than you would if you would have had somebody with you that was translating.
All right, we're going to cut it here. If you like e-commerce or you're thinking about doing e-commerce, I'm Brent, this is Zach. Between us is almost 20 years of experience in the e-commerce field. We do not sell courses, we do not sell mentorships. We're trying to teach people how to do it the proper way, and then hope you come to us for your 3PL needs. So go ahead and like and subscribe, and then we'll try and drop bangers as often as we can.
Peace.
Good, bang, bang, big man, go up, go down, fuck it, go up.